Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 6 of the Simability Racing League, brought to you by JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. We are here at Irwindale Speedway. I believe we have 15 cars registered so far. They are in the final minutes of practice, under 5 minutes left to go here. We are doing 100 laps of SK racing here tonight. It is going to be one barn burner. We've got a half-mile track, just under half-mile. Not too much banking. A little bit of banking where you can get something done maybe on the outside, but we're going to see big differences in lines here tonight and big differences in speed, because on the top of the charts at the moment is the number 11 of Daniel Cook, and Don Koneman is right behind him in second place. Daniel Cook, probably one of the first times we've seen him at the top of the speed charts in practice, with a 17.577, and Koneman with a 17.597, to 0.02 of a second separating those two. In speed right now, Koneman trying to take that top spot away with only a few minutes left to go in practice. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it on that one. Harrison Chandler, we've seen him racing. He's up top with Don Koneman there in the number 29 machine. He is third quickest, so these two second and third quickest on the speed charts. Tom Johnson, currently fourth on the speed charts, and he is our current points leader, looking to keep that Mr. Consistency vibe going and staying up towards the front. And rounding out our top five in the speed chart is that number 98 machine of Chris Roberge. Take one look, quick a minute here. We are in round number 6. Here at Irwindale, we've got a couple short tracks coming up in the next couple weeks. Langley is next week, and we go to Lanier, both 100-lap races. And then in 3 weeks' time, we go to Martinsville for the All-Star Challenge race number 2. Points have been scored at 5 Flags. It was a phenomenal race. It was amazing to watch. Hopefully you guys caught it here on JP Broadcasting. But we got 3 more All-Star Challenge races, and someone is going to win $100 at the end of the season at the Bull Ring. You got to score them points. You got to finish up front, and you got to beat everybody else. We'll take a look at our points championship right now. Sorry, it's a little bit raw, but we got Tom Johnson up top, Koneman 18 points back, and then we have a big battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and actually 6th place between Zudema, Brown, Roberge, and Wise. Daniel Cook there in 7th position, still 9 points back from Billy Wise there in 6th, but with being as quick as he is today, I feel like he might be making up a few points and maybe even a few spots there in the speed charts. Practice has a minute and a half left to go. Cook's still up on top of the board. And we've got a lot of stuff going on. Billy Wise down in 12th position in that number 32 machine. Very, very unlike him to be that far down in practice. Let's see if he can make something happen during the race. But this is a somewhat flat racetrack. You really got to watch yourself as you go around. So it could be just that it's a different kind of racetrack, not quite used to it. At least we are not on the inner Irwindale. That is a super short racetrack. We're going to be on the half mile tonight. You see Roberge getting super loose, trying to give it everything he's got into that corner, and he is not going to do anything. You see Daniel Cook is back out on the track with just a minute left to go. That number 11 machine, I believe he might take fast time in practice. Look at him going all the way down the apron and up into the wall. That's definitely not going to do it for him. Let's see what his last time was there. 17.969, so definitely not what he was looking for out of that. Tried to get close and tried to get it, but he's still going to stay up on top, but he wasn't able to better his lap. You see him all the way down there on that white line. You see a bunch of guys running up top, so it's going to get crazy. we're going to get ready here to go qualifying. They're each going to get 2 lone qualifying laps to set the field. And there you have it, folks. Daniel Cook in the 11 is going to take quick time in practice. Can he do it in qualifying? That is coming right up. We will see what these guys can do. 15 drivers registered at the moment. Let's take a ride around here with Don Koneman. Koneman's going to lay down a 17.660 all the way up to the wall in the backstretch, and it looks like he's staying about mid-track as Daniel Cook. He's going to go up to the top spot. There's your 2 laps with Koneman around Irwindale Speedway, and he's going to get it on second quick. Daniel Cook with a 17.619. What a lap on Cook. There's Tom Johnson taking the 3rd spot. And as the times start rolling in, drivers starting to put their times down. Ronald Lyons locks into 4th position at the moment. Minute and a half of qualifying done. Only 10 drivers qualified. Still 5 more drivers yet to post a time if they're going to post a time. And I believe everybody that's on track has got their times in. So Daniel Cook currently at the top of the charts with a 17.619. Koneman second with a 17.691. Tom Johnson third with a 17.666. And Ronald Lyons in 4th with a 17.772. Very, very close times in there. You see Billy Wise up to 6th place. At the moment, 1/10 off the leaders, so not too much separating these guys. Once they get to racing, it's going to be an all-out brawl. Chris Roberts posts up 6th place with a 17.930. And that's 11 drivers qualified, 4 left to start at the back. And Travis Zuneman, that number 90 machine, once again starting at the back. And Harrison Chandler in that number 29 machine is actually going to start in the back with Zuneman. So look to see those two trying to power their way through the field. But at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Fellas, remove your caps and join me in the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, Billy Wise, for that rendition of our national anthem. Qualifying is over. Let's take a look at our qualifying results. While we were gone, Harrison Chandler, number 29, puts it down with a 17.611. That is going to lock him in for pole position at the front of this 15-car grid. Daniel Cook going to be starting to his outside in the number 11 machine. Look to see those two battling it out hard as we go. Don Koneman going to be starting in third position with Tom Johnson rounding out that top four, staying Mr. Consistent, starting on that outside. Ronald Lyons getting a pretty decent starting spot in that number 86 machine with Stephen Kiefer right alongside him. Chris Roberge starting out inside row number 4 with Billy Wise going to take 8th position in that number 32 machine. Thomas Wise, the old man in that number 3, getting bumped, is going to start 9th with Jacob Van in 10th. The 93 of Donald Lyons is going to be starting. Oh, we got a little block up here with Tom Johnson. That 93 Donald Lyons going to be starting inside row number 6. We have got a little mix-up in the field, so the whole top line didn't go. Not sure what happened with Tom Johnson and the whole bunch there, but we're going to get them going. Welcome everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us. How you doing, Biggles? Nice to see you in the chat. Dan, good to see you as well. We are going to have one awesome race, guys. 100 laps to distance. It's round number 6. We're not even halfway through the season. So these guys got a lot of time to make up points, but it only takes a race or two to really destroy a season. So you gotta make sure you stay like Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency on that outside. And not sure what happened to the number 11 machine, but the pace car's in. We're not all bunched up, and we're gonna be going green without the 11 machine on the outside. Not sure where the 11 went, but he is gone. Chandler's gonna take the lead, and we got big battles going on behind, side by side. Some guys are really liking the low side, some liking the high side. Koneman outside with Roberge. Johnson moving up, gets in touch with Roberge. Roberge gets into the wall. That's going to slow him way down. Now getting passed by Kiefer and Jacob Van. What a start of this race. Chandler starting to pull away. Koneman second. Thomas third. Ronald Lyons in 4th, and Jacob Van, your top 5. Robert's trying to work past. He gets by Kiefer. Now he's looking to the outside of Van. He really wants to move back up front. That touch into the wall really slowed him down quite a bit. Lost him about 3 spots, but he's now back on the move. 3 laps completed. Travis Zunema making his way up the field, going by Brian Lowhead. That's going to be for 9th position. Everybody almost getting close to single file. Donald Lyons in that 93 machine trying to make a move on Thomas Wise. You see Bobby Wise right there behind him. He dives way to the inside. It's going to be loose. Hard to keep it on that inside in this track. Those corners are so sweeping and flat. It's definitely difficult to do. Jacob Van now under pressure from Stephen Kiefer as Roberge starts to pull away in 5th as he's trying to catch Ronald Lyons. Billy Wise there in 8th position at 32, looking to the inside, trying to run a little bit lower line. It's going to give him a little bit shorter way around this racetrack, but it's going to somewhat kill his momentum. So I'm not sure exactly what line is going to be preferred. It looks like the outside, as Wise makes a big gain on Kiefer there. Might be able to take him on the high side coming out of the turn here, but Kiefer moves up a little bit from the bottom, and that's going to keep his momentum up and keep him held out in front of Wise there. Great battle between these guys, but watch out. Here comes Zudema in that number 90 machine. Zudema making his way up to the backup Ford positions so far. And as we come to 10 laps completed, Harrison Chandler in the number 29 machine leads Don Koneman there. You see the gap. Just over 0.8 of a second separating those two at the moment. Tom Johnson running third. Not sure what is going on there, folks. Sorry about that. Having possibly some issues with Ronald Lyon's car. Might be blinking just a little bit, having network issues with that number 86 machine. Can't really keep a camera on him, but we got Christopher Beers here in 5th trying to run him down. And it looks like Bobby Wise wrecks it out. Yellow flag in the air, lap number 14. Let's go take a look at what happened to that number 14 machine. All gets in. Oh! He's all over the track, gets into the wall, possibly a little distracted, and goes right head on into that concrete wall. He is definitely gonna have to tow with that. Oh, maybe not. That didn't destroy the engine. I'm fairly surprised with that. Maybe he took most of it with the left front tire or the right front tire, but wow, that was definitely an impact. Let's take a look at that from the onboard. He's running the high side, almost gets into the wall and oversteers coming out of the corner, so he tries to get up a little higher. Oh, and that right rear tire gets into the wall and sends him a little further in. Oh. Bobby, what are you doing? Going straight on into the barrier. But that's going to slow everything down a little bit. That's going to allow Don Koneman to get caught up to Harrison Chandler. Thought he was going to be starting at the back, thought better of it, qualified on the pole, and now he's just got to hold back Don Koneman in that number 97 machine. Koneman, I'm sure, biding his time and biding his tires as we have a very long race yet ahead of us. 15 laps complete, 85 more laps to go here with Simability SK Super Series. Got a few onboard cameras with us tonight. These guys love it when you come riding the roll bars. You can really see what these guys go through on this racetrack. It seems like a big wide open track, but the slot for speed is really the difficult part, because you really got to find it in this big track. I mean, you could fit 5 cars wide, but you can't go fast 5 cars wide. So you really got to find that sweet spot on the racetrack and really make it happen. Harrison Chandler so far has found that himself in that number 29 machine as we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. The pace car's off, and he's going in 3 way before the start box throws everybody off. Tom Johnson might even get a run on Koneman. He doesn't get there close enough, but the battle now heating up. Jacob Fan almost into Lyons. Lyons goes into the wall to avoid him, and they're staying straight so far. Zunema trying to take advantage of Lyons getting into the wall, and he's possibly going to do it. Lyons gets into Zunema, and they're wrecking down Jacob Van and Billy Wise. Oh, and now Van, I believe that's Van spinning across the track. And I believe another caution flag, and we're going to have to see what happened there, because I feel like that 15 could have possibly held on to that. Let's see what happened from his point of view there. Have to rewind that up just a little bit. $15 kind of gets loosened into the 32, and I'm guessing them tires are hot. He was just trying to keep it straight, keep her straight there. When that 32 got into him, he got a little more sideways than it looked like. So them tires definitely got hot. When those tires get hot, you're not in for a good ride. They are big tires, big wide tires. They are very, very grippy, but they do not forgive once they start to get a little bit warm. Chris Roberge, after that incident in the beginnings, worked his way up to 4th position, and Travis Zunema, there he is, worked his way all the way back up. I don't know why the 86 is being, I think it was pit road possibly made that 86 go ahead of everybody. But yes, Travis Zunema has got himself up into 5th position. Great drive for him, up 8 positions. Andrew Smith doing a pretty decent job as well. He is up 7 positions from where he started there at the back of the field. Currently running 8th or 9th. Looks like 9th. So it's good drives for a few drivers. Smith had a rough go last week. Was doing a great job battling with Travis Zunema there for the most positions game point. Zunema ended up coming out with it after Smith got caught up in an unfortunate accident, which ended that for him. Billy Wise has fallen all the way back to 10th position after that go with Jacob Van, and Van being shown in 14th behind him. So I'm not sure if he is just a lap down, what that's all about, but it'll get all situated as we get ready to go back green flag racing. That pace car is going to shut the lights off, and I believe we're going to go side by side, double stacked and re-racked, ready to go. 25 in, 75 more laps to go once we hit the stripe. See if Chandler goes as early as he does. You see the pace car goes off early in the back straightaway. See where Harrison Chandler decides to go. He waits a little longer through 3, gets into 4, and hits the box. It looks like he might have gotten a talking to there, but he gets on the gas. Green flag back in the air. Tom Johnson trying to make moves. Chris Robert's looking at the high side of Johnson for 3rd position. He's right up by the wall. They're toast. Oh, man, and he's going to take that from him. Andrew Smith trying to make moves on Thomas Wise. That is a battle for 7th and 8th. And it looks like Daniel Cook in the 11, our initial pole sitter, currently back in 9th, battling with Jacob Van at the moment. Still not exactly sure what happened to him at the beginning of the race. And if we get a caution, we'll go back and talk to him about that. Ronald Lyons trying to catch up to Billy Wise there. He gets around the lap car of Bobby Wise in the 14. And Don Koneman under pressure from Chris Roberge in the 98 machine. Roberge all over Koneman's tail. Koneman's, I'm sure, trying to save a little bit of tire, but that 98 machine is going to be pushing him to not save too much. Oh, and I hear cars hitting, and it sounds like Thomas Wise crashed. Caution flag back out, lap number 30. That was a short 4 laps of green flag racing, and let's take a look at what happened to Thomas Wise. Oh, and he gets hard into it with Brian Lowhead. Let's see what happened to Brian Lowhead here. I believe that was Lowhead that got into the wreck with him. He gets loose, gets sideways. Comes back up on the track. And this might have been after the yellow flag, so I'm not really sure what happened with Thomas Wise. Let's see if we can get a different angle here. Oh, that was Daniel Cook that was involved. Cook dives way down to the inside, trying to get around Thomas. Thomas comes down just a little bit, and they touch. No room left between Cook and Wise. And that's going to cause your third caution of the night, or is it the fourth caution? I'm going to start losing track here in a moment. We are on lap number 33. Harrison Chandler in the lead, Don Koneman second, Chris Roberts third, Tom Johnson fourth, and Travis Zudema up to fifth position. Taking a look at Don Koneman riding on board with that number 97 Swagger in mobile. He is currently second in points ahead, or behind, sorry, Tom Johnson, who is currently in fourth. That's 2 points he's gained. That's a 16-point gap that he's got to make up from Tom Johnson. 2 points a race is definitely going to be difficult with only 14 races left. This is number 15, but after this, 14 races left. He's going to have to make up a few more points than that in order to take that championship away from Johnson. But the battle's heating up behind. If Johnson misses a race or has an issue or has a couple issues throughout the season with that many races left to go, it could change the entire dynamic with the points change that we did, making it a little bit closer of a championship. We are going to see some stuff happen, and it looks like the lights were off on the pace car. We're going to go back racing here with 35 laps complete. And Chandler gets going way before the start box again, and I don't think anybody was expecting it. Chris Roberts down inside Tom Johnson. Johnson with the high side and the preferred lane, it looks like, when you're side by side, but Roberts gets a great start. Billy Wise getting very close with Andrew Smith. These guys going side by side, 3 wide in the back. Smith, Van, and Lyons going 3 wide. That is definitely a very rough game to play, and I don't know if you want to be playing it. Oh, and there is the crash right there. More going on. Oh man, another caution flag, lap number 38. Cautions breed cautions. And let's see what happened there. And I believe that was Ronald Lyons. Nope, that's going to be Donald. Oh, yeah, it was Ronald Lyons there. Spin it out. Let's see if we can catch that one more time. Van spins sideways. Lyons slows up. And then the 11 comes down on Lyons in the corner, spins him in front of the other Lyons in the 93 and Thomas Wise. So there you go. There you have it. There's your caution flag, and we're starting to see a little too much rough racing and not a lot of room given. Hey Johnny, glad to see you made it, bud. Hope you are doing well. Sorry you couldn't get your wheel up there with you, but glad you're doing well and glad you're recovering, and we look to see you here next week, buddy. The number 99 Johnny Berardi joining us in the chat, usually in the race, but having some stuff go on and he wasn't able to make it. But we're glad to see you, that you're in the chat, that you're here enjoying the race with us. You see, it's a caution fest, so glad to see you come and join us. And let's take a chat with Harrison Chandler. He was our race winner last week, and we didn't get to have a chat with him. So let's pull him up into the booth and have a little chat with him while we're under caution here. Harrison Chandler, Rob Sluiter up in the booth. You got me, bud?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I do.
Hey, we missed you for your interview last week. You won the race, and now you're here leading the race at Irwindale. Last minute qualifying effort to get up front. How's the car feel this afternoon?
Well, not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous that, like, every restart, Don's been making that high lane work, and ain't until like the next, it ain't until like 3 or 4 laps in where I finally start pulling a gap on him. So kind of worried, honestly. This is
well, hey, you're about to go racing, but good luck. Make sure that keeps working. Almost halfway, and good luck to you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
There you go. Harrison Chandler got cut short with such a short track. Them cautions go by so quick. But green flag in the air. Harrison Chandler takes off. Koneman still a couple car lengths behind. Chandler's still trying to make that bottom line work. And Travis Zunema getting a little bit loose. He's going to check up. Billy Wise going to get in the back. And now there's a big stack up. Billy Wise, Stephen Kiefer, Andrew Smith. Car coming up out of the bottom. Side by side racing all over in the middle of the pack. Front few cars starting to straighten out. That 11 car diving inside, trying to make moves. He's now a lap down after all that stuff that happened. Ended up probably wrecking that race car and having to tow to the pit. So he's got a long day ahead of him if he's going to try to get them points that he was hoping to get when he took that pole position. Currently, though, Travis Zunema under fire from Billy Wise. And I believe there's a Harrison Chandler starting to come under fire from Don Koneman. Koneman just 0.3 of a second back. Not sure if Chandler made a mistake or not. Koneman now starting to fall back one more time. As that battle fizzles out, we've got another one heating up. Smith trying to make a move on Bobby Wise. They're going to go 3 wide in a turn 3 and 4. 11 gets out in front of them. Smith gets into Wise. Wise gets upside, almost upside down. They're spinning across. That's going to be a caution flag. And Bobby Wise smoking through turns 1 and 2. And that was a big pile up there. Oh man, what happened to that number 14? Oh, he just gets sent up. Not sure why it's sending us so early and on a really horrible TV screen. Let's see if we can catch that one more time. Yep, gets just sent up into the wall. And there was absolutely nowhere for Donald Lyons to go. Or Ronald Lyons, sorry, I'm having a hard time. I'm getting them cars mixed up. They look close to the same. But anyway, Caution Fest, lap number 50 here as they start going around. This is going to be the halfway point as you see the 11, Daniel Cook getting that wave around. Pretty sure that is going to give him 1 point towards the championship. That'll help him a little bit being that far back. And as you see, the scoreboard gets a little bit loopy as we are under caution flag. So we're going to take you through the field here. Quick a minute. Let's just see all the drivers we got going on. Harrison Chandler currently sitting on top with Don Koneman at number 97 breathing right down his back. Chris Roberts in the number 98 machine is currently in third position. Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency and our championship leader at the moment, sitting in fourth. And Travis Zunema We're going to call him the man on the mission every week as he starts in the back and works towards the front. The man on the mission, Travis Zunema, up to 5th position, 8 spots up from where he started. Billy Wise working on 6th position right now, riding right there behind Travis Zunema. Steven Kiefer in the number 22 machine, currently running in 7th with Thomas Wise and that number 3 right behind him. And actually, I believe, not sure where they're going to be at. Looks like they're getting ready to go 2x2 maybe. Nope, maybe this next time. But that was your top 10 there with Andrew Smith and Daniel Cook rounding it out. I believe we're going to get ready to go back racing here. We are over halfway. We're going to have to start thinking about pit strategy if there is any. If they're worried about their tires going away, running low lines and whatnot. We'll see if anybody decides to pit. We've seen a few of these races here in the Simability League change differently from pit strategy and people taking pit stops when they shouldn't. Green flag is back in the air. Harrison Chandler lets him go really, really early. And Travis Zunema working on Thomas Johnson. Oh, man. Not going to be able to do it. Gets a little nervous on that outside. He's going to keep pressing. But Johnson running that lower line, still getting a little bit of speed out of them tires. Chandler, Koneman, and Robert's up front, putting a gap on these drivers at the moment. I don't know if Zunema was actually going to be able to get that one done there. He's trying so hard. Closest battle on track at the moment between Zunema and Johnson. Billy Wise right there, ready to capitalize on any mistakes that these two may make. You see Johnson washes up just a little bit from that inside. That's going to give Zunema a little bit of a run coming out of turn number 4. But Johnson's going to block high. Zunema only running about a foot higher than Johnson, which is giving him a little more speed, but he just can't get around that number 23 machine. He had to get off the throttle there a little bit. Really pushing these cars to get a little bit loose. You really want to watch the top side of that track as we go. You definitely do not want to get caught in the marbles up there. We got a car on its side. Andrew Smith. Nope, not Andrew Smith. Who is that? I believe that was Brian Lowhead. Gets up into the wall on the outside as the leaders start going by, and it just kind of lifts him up in the air. Now he's on his side. Oh, Billy Wise slams into him. It looks like Andrew Smith goes underneath him. And, oh, he goes right down in front of Donald Lyons in the 93. Oh, that is a tough one for Lyons. Thinks he's totally clear on the bottom, and right down to the inside he goes. Still not seeing anybody up front take any pit stops or anything like that. Lots of smoke on the racetrack. Not sure who's pulling that smoke. Guessing Donald Lyons, as he was definitely blowing some motor. It looks like Jacob Van in the 15 machine is our first retiree of the race. He is going to be shown, I believe, over 20 laps down. So Jacob Van disappearing silently after a couple of incidents. He's going to call it a night. Irwindale was too tough to tame for that number 15 machine tonight. Up front, Harrison Chandler, you heard it in his interview. He's getting nervous. And getting nervous will make you mess up, but he's still holding that top spot as we have 63 laps complete as they cross the stripe right here. Only 37 laps to go in round number 6. If you're new here, thanks for coming by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, get all them notifications, and make sure you comment. Say howdy to us. We're glad you're here hanging out here at JP Broadcasting, and we're glad we've got the Simability Racing League. These guys are a bunch of different individuals with their own struggles that come out here and race with each other the best they can. No judgment whatsoever. We've got drivers racing in the front, in the middle, in the back, and it's all good with us. The main thing is everybody gets to have fun. Everybody there is in a group chat. Sometimes it's hard to get a word in, but these guys will make you laugh your socks off. It's almost more entertaining than the actual race itself. But the race itself is about to heat up. 35 laps to go. Harrison Chandler up front. Don Koneman second. Chris Robert's third. Tom Johnson fourth. And Travis Zunema in that number 90 machine, the man on the move, still in fifth. Looking for his first win of the year. He got a podium, but still looking to grab a win as the green flag flies. We're side by side. Roberts gets by Johnson. Okay, Zunema going to be working on Billy Wise. They're going to be really close coming off of turn number 2. Zunema makes the dive bomb on Tom Johnson. He works back up. Johnson going to have the momentum coming off of 4. They're side by side as they cross the stripe. Can Zunema get by Tom Johnson? This would mean a bunch for Koneman and for Johnson if Zunema gets by. And we've got another smoker. It looks like the 93 back down on the bottom of the track. He's going to stay out of everybody's way. But up front, Koneman trying to work on Chandler. Chandler still running that low line, trying to get absolutely everything out of that car, and I'm sure that's going to tear his tires up. Koneman looks like he's trying to follow a little bit. But here comes Don Koneman, that number 97 machine, looking to the outside. But he's got Roberts looking to his outside. Three-way battle for the lead. Someone's still running around the track smoking. That can't be good. Not sure if they are putting any oil down, but you see the difference in line. Koneman running the outside, trying to save those tires, but Chandler being able to take that shorter way around the track is going a little bit faster. Koneman's main thing is he's got to not use up his tires, but he's got to not let him get away at the same time. Allow Chandler to use up some of his rubber and allow Koneman to keep some of his. And Robert's just looking at these guys, looking to take advantage of any battle they might have, any slow up they might have, and he is right there ready to pounce on them. Still single file through most of the field here. Billy Wise trying to make a move on Zunema. Zunema currently still running in that 5th position. Billy Wise would love to get up there into the top 5. Had a pretty rough streak at the beginning of the series. Got himself a win and a couple good finishes, and he's trying to pull it off, but he's got to get a little bit further with these few drivers up in front of him. He's only going to be gaining a couple points on some of the drivers ahead of him at the moment. Thomas Wise and Bobby Wise. See Thomas Wise goes by Bobby there battling for position, and Brian Lowhead back on the track there in the number 24 machine after that unfortunate event. The battle up front still heating up though. Koneman not letting Chandler get away too far, but Roberts now putting the pressure on Don Koneman, making Koneman think about what's behind him instead of what's in front of him. And we see a car there, I believe that's going to be the number 14 of Donald Lyons there on the side of the track. It might actually be the number 86. I'm not sure which Lions that was. Definitely one of the Lions going out. Brian Lowhead's going to call it quits as we are getting close to 20 laps to go in this event. Harrison Chandler out front, Don Koneman second, and Chris Roberge in third. These guys putting a gap over the second part of the field, which contains Tom Johnson, Travis Zunema, and Billy Wise. Johnson somewhat broken apart from these guys here a little bit. We've got another smaller pack with Andrew Smith, Stephen Kiefer, and Daniel Cook. That is your top 9 so far. Koneman still, this is the closest battle between your top 3. You see the very distinct lines the 3 are using. Chandler on the bottom, Koneman in the middle, and Roberge on top. You see Koneman trying to use the bottom, but he's not getting too much on Chandler. Realizing the tire saving is not working. That is 20 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 80 laps complete. 20 more here at Irwindale, and Chandler almost gets into a lap car. And now Koneman. That was very, very close for your leaders right there, ladies and gentlemen. That car all over the track, flying up high. Almost gets into your leader, Harrison Chandler. That would have been a very, very big bummer for that number 29 machine, but it didn't slow up or change the race for the lead too much. All of them had to try to get around. He is staying low for the rest of the pack, though, as Zunema is trying to catch up to Tom Johnson. He's really gained a lot of ground. I think Johnson being very careful of that lap car, knowing that he's got a points championship he's trying to win, and Zunema has lost Billy Wise almost completely. He's got almost a full second behind to Billy Wise. Daniel Cook and Stephen Kiefer are about to be going at it. This is a battle for 8th and 9th. Can Cook use that bottom side? Can Kiefer hold it off the wall? It looks like Kiefer gets into the wall, and that's going to give the spot to Daniel Cook. Cook now up to 8th position. As your leaders start to work through more and more lap traffic, Koneman slowly gaining on Harrison Chandler. Not sure if he's going to be able to get to him in time, but with the lap traffic, who knows? Can Koneman take the win from Chandler? He's got a bunch of lap traffic coming in front of him. Not sure if he'll catch all of it, but we see Thomas Wise there and the number 3 in front of your leaders at this very moment. Koneman using everything he's got, trying to catch Chandler. See that rubber wearing in on the bottom of the track. These guys really laying the rubber down. I have to imagine if we got a caution right about now, someone might try to take a pit stop. Koneman getting very, very close. The main thing is you do not want to overdrive the race car in these last few laps as they come out of turn number 4. 10 fingers being shown by the flag man. 10 laps to go here at Irwindale Speedway. And Don Koneman now a quarter of a second behind Chandler. 2/10. Is Koneman going to use that bumper this time? We know he's been nice. We know he hasn't used it in a while. Is he hungry enough for this win to use that chrome horn? We are going to find out soon enough. Travis Zunema all over Tom Johnson's bumper still. That is a battle for 4th. Johnson might let him have it. Johnson might hold him off. The battle up front getting tight. Koneman almost gets into the wall coming off of turn number 2. Still just 2/10 of a second separating your leaders. 6 more laps to go. Koneman getting very, very close. that number 97. He's really, really pushing hard now. He's got to watch those track limits. Don't touch the grass. Don't touch the wall. Coming down to the nitty-gritty. Can Koneman catch him? They've got some lap traffic coming up in front. I think they're going to catch him too. Koneman falling back just a little bit. Now almost 0.4 of a second separating them. Koneman losing a little bit of ground. Is he warming up for a final run? With 3 laps to go, Koneman's got 0.3 of a second to make up to be able to take this victory over Harrison Chandler, who has led every single lap of this race so far this evening. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 more laps to go. Koneman made up a 10th on that lap. Travis Zunema and Andrew Smith now battling hard, side by side. But we've got to go back to the battle for the lead. White flag out. 1 more lap to go. Harrison Chandler, Don Koneman in the midst of a bunch of lap traffic. Koneman 0.4 of a second back from Harrison Chandler. I don't think Koneman's going to be able to do it. Coming out of turn 4, checkered in the air. Harrison Chandler wins 2 weeks in a row. Don Koneman coming home with a very respectable second place. Chris Roberge in the 98 finally finds some luck here in the Simability Racing League. He is going to come home in 3rd position. Tom Johnson going to take home 4th. Travis Zunema makes that top 5. And Andrew Smith going to take home that point for the most position gain. He is going to finish in 6th, up 9 positions from where he started to Travis Zunema's 8th. So those two constantly battling for that most positions gain point. And today, Andrew Smith is going to take home the glory. Billy Y is going to come home in 7th. Daniel Cook in that 11 machine after starting on the pole going to come home 8th. Stephen Kiefer in 9th. And Ronald Lyons, after a tough day in that number 86, is going to round out your top 10. What a race that was, ladies and gentlemen. Harrison Chandler doing some donuts there. And what a run for that young man. I'm sure he was definitely very, very happy with that run, being that he was as nervous as he was. So here are your results for the Simability Racing League round 6. At Irwindale Speedway. Next week, we go to Langley, and a week after that, we're at Linear. A couple elves there, and it is going to be one awesome show. You are definitely going to get a W for showing up to the L shows. Langley and Linear next week, and the week afterwards, going to be pretty awesome. Let's take a look and see if we can find our drivers ready in the waiting room. And we are going to pull in our 3rd place finisher. He's had some tough luck the beginning of this season trying to make that number 98 machine get to the front. Kept running into some issues. Chris Roberge, 3rd place finish tonight. I'm after an incident at the beginning of the race. You got caught back up, but them 2 up front were just really fast. You got to be happy with salvaging a 3rd place out tonight.
Oh yeah, it was all good. It's just a lot of yellows that we should have went a little less gas, but everything's all good. I'm just trying to keep up with her. I had a little rub up against Tom, but things happen. It's just a little light incident. It doesn't hurt my car, so I was riding pretty good.
So tell me, what are your plans to try to get some points here this season? There's 14 more races left to go here. You've had some rough weeks. What do you have to do to take down Koneman and Chandler, who are two very, very fast drivers in this league?
Just take my time. Just don't rush it. Just hopefully, if they wreck by accidentally, well, it's okay for me. But that's the only way I could catch up to them, or just get a good finish. Try and get some bonus points or something like that, just to get up there.
Well, I know you're not a big fan of the SKs. I know you weren't totally planning on running with us, but we're glad to see you out here. Third place here tonight at Irwindale. Who do you got to thank for that?
Yes, like thanks to my teammate Don Hillman for getting me to this race. He kind of asked me to race, so I might as well do it. He helped me out a lot. Um, Him and I have been working together with setups and what's good. Big thanks to Billy Was getting this league going, and same with Glenn too. This is part of his part too. Thanks for you broadcasting for this league. And then big thanks for my support of my wife. She's been up supporting me for so long. And it will be 12 years and 2 more weeks to go.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. 12 years. That's a long time, and congratulations on a third place finish tonight, Chris. Great race tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Langley.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Robert's in that number 98 machine, gonna take home third position. This guy here, Don Koneman, he took home second. You've seen the last lap or the last few lap ditch effort he tried to take on Harrison Chandler, and it just wasn't enough to come home with the victory. Don Koneman, one more time, coming home second place. You could have used the chrome horn, but you drove him clean, you drove him fair, and that's what you get is second place. How you feel about your race tonight?
Honestly, I have no complaints about it. He had a little bit of a better car in 3 and 4, and I had a little bit of a car in 1 and 2. But well, 3 and 4 is where the race is won. Tried everything. I tried saving tires to get him. I tried pushing it in the end, and there was nothing I could do to get by him clean. He was just as fast as I was, so I figured let's let him have it. It ain't worth us both going to the end.
So you gained a few points over Tom Johnson this week. Johnson finished a couple spots behind you, and I believe you didn't have any incidents, so you gained at least a couple points. With 14 races left to go, you're currently, I believe, 16 points behind Johnson at this point in time. What do you have to do to overcome something like that? Tom Johnson, his nickname is Mr. Consistency. He's always there. He's always up front. You had a couple rough races at the beginning of this. What do you have to do to overcome that and take home the points championship that was robbed from you on the last race last season?
Well, I guess finish ahead of him.
I guess finishing ahead of him will do. Don, who do you got to thank for this second place finish here tonight? I know you're going to say Swagger in, but who else do you got to thank for this tonight?
Oh, I'm going to thank Harrison there, the guy who won the race for a clean race. Chris, the guy behind me, for not sending my bumper into the stand. Billy for putting the show on. Glenn for what he does. And you for broadcasting it. And everybody that puts a hand in this to make it happen every Wednesday night.
There you have it. Don Koneman, another second place finish. We're used to seeing him up on top, and he's been struggling with the strength of this field here this season, and it's really cool to watch a bunch of different drivers battling it out for the win. And I'm not there with them. We're up in the booth and we're watching and we're catching some great action. Now, without further ado, we missed him last week. We caught him in the race, but that pace car turned his lights off really quick. Back up on top 2 weeks in a row. Harrison Chandler, how you feeling, bud?
What's up?
So you took home the win. You were nervous. We seen Koneman in the last 10 laps pushing as hard as he could, getting as close to your bumper as he could. Take us through that last 10 laps. What was going through your mind?
I just one at the bottom. The etiquette was every like lap cars go down to the bottom of the track, and at first I was like, okay, I'll let that slide, but the third when it happened a third time, I had to run the bottom, so I was like, please go up top, please. Led all but one lap because apparently if you go down pit road, you actually get in front of the leaders before the start finish line. So someone else led a lap while they were down pit road.
Yeah,
while I wasn't paying attention.
We did see that on the broadcast. The number 86 got in front of you there for a minute, and it must have been right over top of that start finish line because we assumed you led every lap, but it looks like the statistics are gonna show a little bit different. So you got 2 weeks in a row. You're really got some good momentum going here with these guys. Koneman has been praising you and racing you clean. And speaking from experience, that chrome horn is only millimeters away. And you're driving so clean with this guy to have him give you that respect. What do you have to do in order to continue this pace that you put down? And is it a struggle when you are lower on pace to keep your mind straight on clean driving?
Oh no, I mean, most aggressive thing I'll do is try and defend the preferred line. Like if Don was close enough to me, the worst I would have done was just went up top to try and have some type of run to keep him away. But yeah, I mean, I've never been one to I've always tried to be respectable, let people go who are faster. Don't don't send it, and on the other side, don't chop people who are don't pin the living crap out of someone who's on your inside. I've had that happen to me so much, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of that tonight where guys running a little bit too close, trying to run the bottom lane, coming up, pinching guys in top, and then they're getting into the wall and then causing some stuff. So it does present a little bit of a problem when you get a little too close, especially with these open wheel cars.
Oh, it doesn't help that these modifieds, literally a single touch, like a little bitty touch will count as a 4X in these cars. I just don't understand why they're. I was going to go to the modified tour race at New Smyrna a few days ago, and when I watched the race replay, there was this one guy, I forgot, Jimmy Blewett. He was bumping the hell out of this guy for like 14th. And I'm like, bruh, you can't do that on iRacing, you're going to get 4X. So I'm like, but, oh god, what am I saying? Man.
Adrenaline's getting to you from a great win. Harrison, who do you got to thank for this win tonight?
Well, I feel like I should be screaming and shouting right now. If this was a year ago, I'd be screaming and hollering about this win, man. But, I mean, I'm happy, but this last year's been pretty hellish. But okay, sorry. So, oh my god, where do I start? I've got a lot of family and friends, my parents especially. Once again, my dog Lovey got that bone cancer on her leg. It's gone really bad now, and I'm gonna spend our last month or two together, but yeah, this. I don't know if dogs can understand humans, but someday, maybe when she's up in whatever afterlife there is, I'm dedicating this to her because, I mean, what not to cherish about this? I mean, good lord, that was incredible. I think that's it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
I think that's it.
congratulations, Harrison. Another win in the books here in the Simability Racing League, and I'm sure it's not the last that we will see of that 29 car. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your winners for tonight, your top three. Harrison Chandler, Don Koneman, and Chris Roberge take home the podium spots. We'll take a look at the results one more time. Tom Johnson going to take home fourth. Travis Zudema, the man on the move, takes home fifth. But today the man on the move was Andrew Smith. He takes home that 1 point for the most position gained. Billy Wise going to take seventh. Daniel Cook, eighth. Stephen Kiefer, ninth. And Ronald Lyons rounding out your top 10. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you join us next week when we go to Langley Speedway, and then the week after that, we go out to Lanier. Two very short tracks, two tracks that are really going to push these guys to the limits. There's not a lot of space on these two tracks, and they're really gonna have a rough time dealing with these guys. Coming up on JP Broadcasting, the TSRC at, I believe that is 3 p.m. GMT, which is going to be 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The Radical Race Series is going to be set to start just after that. And then at 8:15 in the evening, Radical Sim Racing is going to be joined by me and the one and only Dean Biggles. So make sure you come catch us 8:45 Eastern Time tomorrow evening. That's going to do it for us here at JP Broadcasting. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for them notifications. Once you do that, you're going to let known of every time we go live, and the action is all right here on JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. Until next week, we'll see you guys later. You have a great night.